Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are tackling what is, you could argue it's humanity's most crucial invention.
The wheel.
The wheel, exactly. And we've got a really dense stack of sources here to trace its, 6,000-year evolution. We're focusing on the tech, the problems it solved, and, its ripple effect on society.
Right. And the first thing we have to do is just throw out that old textbook answer.
The one we all learned in school.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The idea that, the Sumerians just invented it one day. The sources are pretty clear. This was not a singular moment of brilliance.
So not one inventor.
No. The evidence points to multiple independent inventions, all popping up around 4000 BCE.
All at the same time, where?
Pretty much. We're seeing it in Mesopotamia,
Yeah.
Central Asia, and across Europe. Just emerged.
Okay, so if the old story is out, where does the real verifiable timeline start? What's the oldest actual thing we found?
Well, for the birth certificate, so to speak, you have to go to Slovenia. Yep. A wooden wheel was found preserved in the Ljubljana Marshes, and it's dated to, get this, between 5100 and 5350 years ago. It completely resets the clock.
That is way older than I thought. So let's trace that evolution. The first versions must have been, I'm guessing, just clumsy, heavy discs of wood.
Exactly. Just unbelievably cumbersome, often just 3 to 5 planks held together. But the real technical leap, the revolutionary moment, comes later, around 2000 BCE in Mesopotamia.
And that's the spoked wheel.
That's the spoked wheel.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's lighter, it's more agile. It goes from being this clunky tool to a dynamic piece of transport tech.
Before we get to speed, though, the sources mentioned a really fundamental design choice they had to make early on about the axle, right?
They did, and it was a huge fork in the road, mechanically speaking. In some places, like old lake villages near Zurich, they fixed the wheel to the axle, so the pole assembly turned together.
Like on a toy car.
A bit, yeah. But in Mesopotamia and on the East European steppes, they figured out how to let the wheel rotate on a stationary axle.
Yeah.
That separation of function is, well, it's the basis for almost all modern mechanics.
And that unlocks the real potential. It solves that massive, immediate problem of moving heavy stuff efficiently. It's the shift from just dragging things to, harnessing actual mechanical force.
Precisely. Transport costs plummet. You can suddenly have vast trade networks. Think about the Silk Road. That scale is only possible because of this.
And different terrain would have demanded different solutions. I was fascinated by that example from China.
Oh, the Dulonche.
Yeah.
The single wheel cart. It's brilliant. It was designed specifically to navigate these narrow paths, through fields or mountain trails where a two-wheel cart just couldn't go.
And the loads they could carry were insane.
The records claim one person could push a cart carrying a year's worth of grain. It's a massive efficiency boost, but it's totally specific to that landscape.
So once you have that efficiency, the impact just explodes beyond trade. It moves from economics to, to armies.
It becomes a complete military game changer. Around 2100 BCE on the Eurasian steppes, you see the light, fast war chariot appear.
And that changes everything.
It fundamentally alters ancient combat. You have speed, flanking maneuvers. It instantly becomes the ultimate status symbol for the nobility.
It's just amazing. A simple wooden disc becomes the engine for both commerce and conquest. And it also pushed other technologies forward, didn't it?
Absolutely. The need for stronger wheels spurred metallurgy. You start seeing complex bronze parts, and if you have wheels, you suddenly need roads, smoother surfaces. That requires organization, and it accelerates urbanization.
And looking beyond the practical, the wheel becomes this blueprint for almost all other machines.
That is its true long-term impact. The principle of rotation and transferring force, that's the core idea. It leads directly to gears and pulleys.
Which is everything. That's the foundation of the Industrial Revolution.
It's the foundation of industrial machines today. And it wasn't just physical. It took on this deep spiritual meaning, too.
You see that especially in Asia, right?
Definitely. Look at the Buddhist Dharma wheel, the wheel of law. It's not about transport. It's a symbol for the core teachings of ethics, wisdom, meditation. The turning of the wheel represents that cycle.
So you go from a piece of wood in a Slovenian marsh to a concept that revolutionizes movement, creates wealth, fuels war, and even inspires spiritual thought. The influence is just. It's systemic.
And the key takeaway, I think, is that the basic principle, the axis, the bearing, the rotation, it's still the fundamental building block for everything.
It really makes you think every complex machine we have now, from robotics to aerospace, it all still relies on those same ancient principles. So what other simple ancient idea is still quietly dictating the limits of our future? Something to roll over in your head until the next deep dive.